Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
Not gonna say anything.
Don't say anything.
I won't say it.
I need to share this to my page, but it's not even showing up as live yet.
I think it just clicked. It says live dashboard, everyone. Hold, please.
We're still figuring this out. Look, Doug here.
Yes. We have 2 computers here.
There you go.
There we go. Now we're on 2 computers, and we're going to broadcast to Stacy's page because she has more friends than me because I'm a meanie.
You're not a meanie.
I'm not a meanie. I'm a nice man. Good evening and welcome, everyone. This is Marital Hate Podcast number 3. It is Monday, March 27th, 2023.
Wait, I thought we didn't know what day it was.
Oh, we know what day it is.
Really?
Yeah.
When
Well,
did we learn
people watching it won't know what day it is.
It's
Unless
78.
we tell them it's 79 degrees according to my
78.
78, and it's huge.
And mine comes with like a mine comes with like a cute quote.
Oh, you have a cute quote?
It says, "Jesus mineral collecting Christ, it's Mooney."
It's Mooney.
The moon is like got that little like Cheshire cat thing going on, but it's like right there. You can't really see it.
Yeah, it's in there. I don't know if you guys know, you viewers of this podcast, that the moon is in the sky. I don't know if you knew that.
The moon. No. No, I was gonna sing. It was the best things in life are free. I can't sing. That's not it. So I thought actually, so we're getting better at this. You just ran over my toe a tiny bit.
All right, I'm not going to roll.
Our chairs have wheels on them.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. So, oh God, mine has captions on it. How did that happen?
Those are for our dyslexic friends. So they can wait. That doesn't make any sense.
We have one dyslexic friend.
Yeah.
Well, that we know of. Listen, we support you if you're dyslexic. We love dyslexics.
Well,
Doug was a little dyslexic today.
I was.
Yeah, you did the.
Oh yes, all right. Yeah, I did a little
marital hate.
Marital hate and martial hate is what it was. So
it was beautiful too.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. We've decided to go with the praying mantis.
Praying mantis theme because the mate after they mate, the female eats the male, and that's not our.
You do think
situation.
I would bite your head off?
A little. I don't trust you, but I will say this: it's just think about nature and like the way animals are, and I thought that was hysterical.
I don't know. I thought it was good, but so anyway, we.
What got kicked me out of art school? I was like,
you didn't get
ideas like marital hate, and praying mantis.
Well, it's actually funny because we've had a lot of really interesting feedback on the podcast so far, and one of them was that you are conservative, was actually I laughed my head off.
You know what that really means? I'm the mature one. I'm the adult in this situation.
Because much like that weird guy on Love is Blind, you're like...
I don't blink. I'm not going to blink.
And I'm like, hi, honey. And you're like... You're scaring people. They think you're a serial killer.
Oh, no. I might look like Dexter, but I'm not Dexter.
I don't know if you do look like Dexter anymore.
Well, somebody said I did.
So the feedback we've gotten is, wait, do you guys actually hate each other? And I'm like, well, that's kind of the thing. Is like... We're best friends, and so like we'll be.
It's the best I could do.
I have a cough, like a Werther's in my mouth because I took cannabis oil. It will not kick in during the episode. Sorry, kids.
Nah.
But
it's gonna be a snoozer.
Sorry to be like all gross and like.
It's gonna be a snoozer.
And anyway, no, it's not gonna be a snoozer. We're not capable of being snoozies. That's not the point. The point is we're slowly figuring it out. We're gonna try to interact with everybody, our friends who interact with us, at the end. So it's like a special thing. Our friends they get to be special.
Oh.
And so we I don't know, we're working on that. We're working on all the stuff that's associated with it. We're going to work on breaking out little clips to put on other social, and so you all don't have to sit here for 2 hours if you don't feel like it, but
people drop in and they go. They drop and they go. If people's attention spans are not is evolved as they once were.
It depends on the person and what their interest level is, what we're talking about or whatever. But listen, Rogan goes for like 3-4 hours. And I'm saying we're as interesting as him. And to quote, I'm gonna have to quote people when it comes to saying things. But to quote my good friend Charlie Brooks, this is like Rogan at the beginning, and he's totally right. It's not, it goes as long as it goes. Sometimes it goes an hour, sometimes it goes, last time it went like 2 hours. Just depends. So
See, I like to be in, hour, boom.
Yeah, but
done.
it's, all right.
Sleeping.
I don't know.
Go to bed.
Well, no. So what we're going to do, so that, there was that, and then somebody else told us it was like, it was Todd, who said it was like, OnlyFans for poor people. I think that might have had something to do with the fact that I like full on cupped and jiggled my boobs and like I just don't even think about it, to be
It's a daily
honest with you.
occurrence around here. 3-4 times a day. Cup and jiggle.
Well, I mean, sometimes it's I don't know. P.S. There's a massive lag on my screen. We don't drink, but this is it's our happy hour, and I don't know about that sunset up there, but it's not looking so shabby if you ask me.
But it is hot, folks. I don't know where you guys are in the world, but it is hot and humid and rather delightful. So at some point, as the year goes on, we are going to be either roasting out here and going to have to take this inside or something. So we'll do a green screen and have the sunset behind.
I don't know how I feel about that, but this is all this
Show business. It's show business.
housekeeping shit is bullshit. I want to talk about the weekend.
The weekend. Oh, the singer
No.
or the days.
I don't even know who anyone in popular music is anymore. I don't know if it's because I'm older, because we moved to Florida, or I'm a shut-in, but it's one of those things. But I wanted to talk about our weekend, because and what do we do this weekend?
Well, we did a podcast Friday night that
Yeah, and
3
then-
people watched.
Well, we
But
found out.
hey, we're dedicated to our audience and to our podcast and to our craft.
Okay. So we found out that y'all have lives and you go out on Friday nights. We did our podcast, went inside and talked about the podcast. Doug played
Mario Kart.
he played Mario Kart. Let me tell you something. That is not for old people. Like, you're there and your partner's playing this game and you look at the screen and you're going to throw up. So when he plays, I can't even look at the television screen because it's going to make me hurl. We went to bed. Nothing terribly exciting. Saturday, we got up. What happened Saturday?
Oh, I got a nice surprise package. My brother had sent me a very nice gesture. He sent me a 3 loaves of salt rising bread, which is a very rare type of bread that they used to make in pioneer days, Appalachia, where they couldn't get yeast, so they had to rise it with potatoes and some sort of other bacteria. But it is delicious. I've eaten the first loaf. I have 2 loaves in the freezer. I got to spread it out.
So what you're saying is
I got excited about bread.
You ate an entire loaf
My
of bread.
brother sent me bread,
You ate
and I ate it. I done
I'm
ate
sorry,
it.
didn't that arrive on Friday?
That arrived Saturday. I'm like, what is
So
this?
you ate an entire loaf of bread since Saturday.
Close to it, yeah.
Do you think that that's a good thing?
You know, when your body's a finely honed machine like mine, you can balance your carbs and your.
How have you been feeling? Have you been having headaches?
Well, I have been having headaches
And,
for other
and
reasons.
I'm the reason why you have headache. It's not the garbage that you eat 24/7.
I don't eat garbage.
Ladies,
Although, oh, you know what else?
I'm
Speaking of garbage,
I'm in the middle of an anecdote.
Oh,
Excuse
now
me.
the-
Could everybody just let me know? Am I the only woman who has to say to her husband 50 times a day, "Don't eat that. It will make you feel like crap. Eat something healthy." Oh, you know what? You want to lower your blood pressure? Maybe eat a vegetable. Like, oh, you have a headache? Oh, have you had any water this month?
I drank a whole thing of Smart Water, whole big thing.
Oh, good.
I was saving it.
How much do you weigh?
I'm not saying that loud. I'm
Why?
like
Are we
the-
250
I'm like the
something?
goddamn whale over here.
I weigh
Look
more.
at me. Look at me.
If you're like the goddamn whale,
I'm like the
what-
Godfather.
You are the whale. I weigh more than you.
I am the Godfather.
I weigh more than you.
I am the Godfather. Why do we get into personal conversations on a
That's
on
the
a
whole
podcast?
point. The whole point is personal conversations. The whole
So-
point is that we're real with people. We talk about.
But I'm a private person. I do not like
I
to
don't have
be
to tell you. You married
in front
me,
of others.
and now we're on a podcast. And you've been a performing musician since you were 15 years old.
Less than
But
that.
I wanted to finish going through the weekend.
Okay,
'cause I
go,
had some
no,
stuff.
go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, so you ate a shitload of bread.
I did. It was good.
We talked. Was Saturday the day that we were going to try to go somewhere?
We were thinking about going somewhere. We were thinking about going RV shopping
Or I thought it was Sunday.
or Sunday. One of the.
Right, we were talking about going to look at RVs. Actually, one topic that came up, and I'd love to hear what people think about this, but one topic that came up was a friend of mine said that we should go talk to so-and-so. And I'm like, we're not ready to buy. We just want to go look because we're just, bored and we have no lives. And she's like, well, salespeople are there for, what does she call them? For information and something else. And I'm like, I'm not going to waste someone's time. Like a salesperson, when you're talking to a salesperson, you're taking time away from other people. If you're not going to buy, that's costing them money. It's time away from your kids. It's more money. I'm like, I would never do that. I would go in and be like, we're just starting to look. We would eventually like to buy, but we are like, we have no money. We have. This has been a constant topic, but that's okay because we're
Power
happy.
goes out during this broadcast. You'll know
Actually, I
why.
forgot to pay it. That came on Saturday. No, I just
Talk about your weekend and getting bills and.
I was gonna go in the office and do some budgeting today, but you were in there, so
It's all electronic now.
yeah, it is, but that's not the point. The point, so Saturday. So the biggest problem is Saturday. I felt terrible, so I had to take cannabis oil during the day, and I mostly sat there and complained because I couldn't poop. So that's what our married life is
That
like.
was fantastic Saturday. I tell you, it's one for the books.
But then Saturday night, like we were
Maybe
just
feed some toast, some salt rising toast.
no, that would make it even worse. I
Yeah.
can't eat that. Anyway, the thing that was actually pretty cool was we had to have like a really good interaction. Well, it was good and bad. I mean, just because he was talking to us about some stuff that was bugging him. But we had a great interaction with Nolan on Saturday.
Nolan is my younger son.
We love Nolan.
We love our kids.
Well, yeah, of course, we love all of our kids. But you know what? I gotta tell you, I'm sorry, I'm hot. I gotta do something about that. Oh, you can see right through my dress.
I'm gonna put the sensor.
You can see some stuff.
Do not look.
So Nolan, so actually it was really cute. So Nolan and I were back and forth for a while. And I was trying to give him like pearls of wisdom and, talking to him about, setting boundaries and
Things he can't learn from his dad.
no, I'm not saying that you can't learn them from me,
I got
but
nothing. I got nothing.
I think
I do my best.
I think young people respond to me because I'm not their parent. My own kids don't respond to me. Literally, do not respond to me. But I think, look at what's going on with my hair. I think that, what is that? It's like
You shouldn't be allowed near a mirror or in camera.
I don't like having my picture taken, to be honest with you. This
Okay.
camera makes me, it's a whole thing. So anyway, talking to Nolan, and like I always try to impart wisdom on him. And so, we go back and forth and I think kids listen to me because I have a tendency to curse and be like real with them. And so Nolan actually we were, back and forth, and I talk to Nolan much like I talk on a podcast. Like I drop F-bombs, I say exactly what I'm thinking because it's just how my brain works. And so Nolan, he's known me since he was how old? 8?
Nah,
Was he 7.5?
let's see. Now he's 11, 10, 11.
I thought he was like 8.
No.
So we got together 2012.
Yeah, he was
He's
born in
20
02.
now.
So
That's-
9. Yeah, 9.
So he's 9 years old. So we were both in the middle. So anyway, I asked Nolan, because I always ask Doug, what's it like to be married to me? So I asked Nolan, what's it like to have me as a stepmother? I always say wicked step monster. And he said, it's hard to explain to anyone who is not in our family. But I would say it's like having an angel and a devil on your shoulder. And you're like both at the same time, influencing good decisions until still telling us about the bad ones. And I thought that he nailed it. Like he completely nailed it because I'm not, I generally try to be like a good person and have a positive impact on the world. But I also like to have fun and I also don't take life too seriously. And, if, I don't know if I can have a positive impact on anybody. I'm happy, and I'm glad that Nolan and I had a good talk. And I think Nolan's, he's in the best place
He is,
that he could possibly be as a 20-year-old college student. I'm proud of him.
He has shown that he is observant and smart. I always, whenever she says, "What's it like being married to me?" I always say, like, well, it's kind of like having a toddler running around. There's a lot of times she's running around with no clothes. You know how kids they're not aware that they don't have clothes. Same here, running around, heart-shaped sunglasses, hair's all tangled.
Like, what's going on with me today? I don't
And
look
any
right.
of
I
you
can't
that
even
have
be a
little
person.
girls at home, and you have to, they're 3 years old, and you have to, no more tears, no more tangles. You're like brushing
When
it.
do you have to brush my hair?
It's just one big rope.
That's what I'm saying. You've never brushed my hair. Never.
Never.
You've never brushed my hair. You
Probably
washed
not.
my hair.
Yeah, washed it.
Last time I had my
Oh my
hair
God.
brushed was junior year in high school in a minivan by my high school boyfriend.
Oh, that must have been.
He works for Homeland Security now.
In a van by the river.
No, he's in D.C.
I said a van by the river. You were in a van.
Oh, I was in a van in the Berkeley Dighton forest.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's a good example to set for the youth of America.
It was totally innocent and so sad at the same time. But we try to have a good time. So
I used to have people brush my hair.
who brushed your hair? Uncles?
nobody.
Which uncle? Was it Wes?
it's
Wait,
only-
was Wes an uncle?
Huh? No, he's a cousin.
I wanted to circle back because
What's that?
we just talked about like how proud. Well, I did. I talked
Okay,
about how
yeah.
proud I am of Nolan because I think he's just killing it. He's making great decisions. He's really like coming into his own. But we don't brag, like, we haven't bragged about Wes in a little while
No,
because it was
no.
like, what, a year and a half ago that he graduated? Is it 2 years almost?
Yeah, a little bit before we
Graduated college
with honors.
with
Thank you.
honors. And he's got his job at Wegmans and he's doing the social media stuff.
Yep,
He's killing
and he's
it.
leading a outdoor adventure group. He's a co-leader of that, which is good. About a year now, I guess.
But I think like it's like as parents, like and you know, step parents, as the case may be. I think it's really cool to see them come into their own, especially over that hump of adolescence, which is such a challenge.
Yeah.
And I don't know who has a harder time with the kids being adolescent, the kids or the adults.
A good question.
But I will say that I've seen maturity out of those two that I haven't seen out of a lot of adults. So I'm pretty proud of them.
Yep.
But I thought Nolan's quote was hilarious.
It was very good.
And you know, Wes, I can't get a word in edgewise with that kid.
He's always talking. That guy.
I'm kidding. Wes is quiet. So then Sunday morning, I was just getting I was like I couldn't sleep on Saturday night, and I was all fired up, and I was realizing like we had kept having all this stuff happen to us, one bad thing after another, and I noticed that like with my illness, why are you staring at me? Because you don't want to be creepy.
Well, no, you're beautiful. I don't want to blink. I'm not going to
Thank
blink.
you. You're like that.
I don't know what to
television
do on a podcast.
Okay, so I was in the middle of an anecdote. I couldn't sleep, and I was thinking about everything in our life over the last 10 years and everything that's been going on, and how how we've responded to it, and there's been a lot of stuff that we've kind of like let go because we're like nice people,
Yeah.
and maybe we let a little bit too much go, and so I kind of like had this like this is our year. I had an epiphany, and I got really mad about a lot of stuff that's happened. It got me really fired up. We got really fired. I can't look at the comments because it totally distracts
Don't
me.
look at the comments. Then.
I can't help me.
Okay.
Myself. So I got really fired up, and I decided that this year we're not taking any shit. We're gonna focus on ourselves and do what we want to do. And then I kind of got into some like discussions on Facebook, and I really didn't like the way that people were talking to one another. And I actually got called a boomer and a Karen. And like, I don't know if you know this about me, but I use words like vomit. Like I just say, you guys haven't
Do
noticed
you
that
talk
yet?
a lot? I didn't.
No.
I never noticed that.
So,
never
but
noticed.
I refuse to get offended or upset by words. You can call me a bitch, cunt, whatever. I don't give a shit. Like call me, I don't care. I just don't care. I'm not going to give words power. And if you're going to start just calling me names arbitrarily, like why? I'm going to ask you why. Like why? And something that occurred to me in all of this was that one, calling me a boomer, I'm going to take that as a compliment all day, every day. I was raised by my grandparents. I would definitely not be considered boomers, right? Like what are you considered if you were born in 1919 and 1921?
Depression baby.
A depression era baby? I don't know. But I was raised by my grandparents. And,
Prohibition children.
Yeah, I don't...
Great grandpa and grandma
the-
went and got some shine from the still.
No, but we could talk about my great grandfather. It's pretty funny. Anyway, so I respect my elders. I respect, and these kids today. I get it. It's like the way to say like you're out of touch, you're old, whatever. But they own everything. So you might want to be nice to the boomers and have some respect from your elders already. Then I thought about being called a Karen, and I'm like, I don't fit the Karen profile, and but I'm not bothered by you calling me a Karen. And then I realized like I'm not Karen. I'm way worse. I'm a Stacy. And I don't know
The worst kind of Karen.
No, it's not about being a Karen. It's as being a Stacy, like I'm a mama bear. And not just to like my own cubs, not just to children. I am like that with everybody. So if you are shitty to someone, like rude, I'm gonna call you out on it. And I have not been calling people out on it for being rude to me enough, but I'm calling people out. And so I'm asking everybody to make this the year of the Stacy. Not necessarily me, Stacy, but just like be a Stacy. Be someone who's going to say, no, you can't talk to people that way. No, that's rude. Let's be polite. Let's be rational. Let's be kind. Let's be human beings.
Johnny Rotten once said, being punk means being exceptional to each other.
And
that's Johnny Rotten. And I think that's, you know, people think of being punk as like setting something on fire or smashing something or wearing your hair a certain way or whatever.
Jesus.
But really the essence of it is to be exceptional to each other.
We're like a little too quiet today. So then
Why are
on
we
Sunday,
quiet?
so Sunday, once again, still couldn't poop. And so I complained about it all day.
Tune in 7 nights a week.
This one, well, I'm getting to the good part.
Okay.
I'm getting to the good part. So this one takes a little nap on the couch. We play a little Mario. Little known fact, our Wii died. We get a new one. And we still been having problems with the disc. Keeps shutting down in the middle of us playing. So Doug puts things on it. What things have you put on it, Doug?
Chapstick,
And?
skin oils, and things of
Car
that
wax,
nature. Car
toothpaste.
wax, toothpaste. There was something. Oh yeah, the car wax. Although I bought the black wax for my black car, so it kind of made the disc. I might have ruined this one, but no, it works
That
sporadically.
actually just raises so many questions for me.
What?
Because one day the disc wouldn't work, and I said, I don't know. He'd tried everything else, and I said, I don't know, rub your dick on it. And he did, and it worked.
You don't threaten me with a good time.
So here is my question. See, it was a slow build, but it's going. So here's my question. If you put the wax on it,
It actually worked after I did that.
well, that's my question. Yeah, I already said that. So here's my question.
Yes.
You put the black Volvo wax on it,
Yes.
and it left a residue, and then you rubbed your. Does that
No.
mean you have a black dick?
Why would you go there? I mean, we were talking about a game.
The color, it's black. You put it on the disc, it turned the disc back.
Well, it is shiny. It's shiny, nice. Water beads up on it, nice. Just
Are you saying that it would not be nice if it was black? You racist?
No, I'm not saying it wouldn't be nice.
I would be
but I'm just saying that
terrified.
I'm benefiting from all the the benefits of a car when it's waxed. Water beating
The
up,
disc or your penis?
shiny, my nether regions. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's great. So, anyways. So this weekend we also started watching this fantastic TV show called Love at First Sight.
Nope. We started watching Love is Blind.
Love is Blind. Love it. What's the difference? Married at First Sight.
Blindness. There's no blindness. They put these people. They take the most desperate people who want to be on the internet. Oh fuck! They're gonna call us.
No, we're not desperate.
Well, they want to be on the internet, and they put them in a room,
Love is
and
blind.
you're in a room by yourself, and you have like a gray, like a screen. You can't see what's on the other side, and the other person's on the other side. They can't see you. You talk. They meet like 10 people. You meet like 10 people, and somebody proposes, and these people go off.
through a wall that you can't see. So other shows like this we've seen as Farmer Wants a Wife. Watch that. MILF Manor.
I'm a big fan. I
which
found
was
MILF,
terrible. And then there was one called.
We only watched one episode of MILF Manor, but we
it
did
was
like
Spouse House.
Spouse House was funny. We like Back in the Groove. The Groove
Yeah,
Hotel. Oh my
they
God,
bring
that was hilarious.
3 ladies and a bunch of men.
So we enjoy
Groove
some
Hotel.
bad reality television. Doug took a nap where he was snoring quite loudly on the couch.
I had a very bad cold, potentially strep last week,
That you snore like that when you're completely healthy.
and I was just getting over it. Today's the first full day
Snores
where I feel
like
really
this.
100%.
Constantly. And then it was time for bed.
Oh, but we left out one thing.
What's that?
Snack time.
It was snack time yesterday.
Sunday?
Yeah.
Was it or Saturday?
Oh, we got these gelati.
There's a Italian ice place down the street, and they layer Italian ice with soft serve and Italian.
It was good, but it took us 3 days to eat
tasty treat.
2 smalls.
So yeah, we got the smalls, and then we'd eat a little bit.
Although
away.
I'm not supposed to have sugar, and there's definitely sugar in that.
There's definitely sugar, in it, but it's low fat.
All right, so
Because half of the ice cream is
then
replaced by ice.
it's time to go to bed. Old man dropped the hammer
Why are you talking about this?
because it's pretty good.
Well,
And
you
I
don't
feel-
need to talk about it.
I'm going to talk about it.
This is called marital hate, not marital. Yeah, that was good.
Well, this is what I want to say. 57 years old. You deserve a little gold star for that one.
Well,
My husband dropped the hammer.
I like to act like I've been to
So-
the end zone before. I don't like to talk about it.
Can you just shut up and let me talk for 2
This
seconds?
is our podcast.
But the problem-
it's 50
but if
I'm gonna draw a chalk line down the
Yes,
middle.
but so
and you
here,
get the first 20 minutes. I get the next 20 minutes.
Here lies the point. I would like to share my anecdote and why I'm sharing this anecdote,
Okay.
and it's actually a compliment to you if you could shut up. Can you shut up for 2 minutes?
I haven't said anything in 20 seconds.
Okay, I actually got told I was going to get buzzed tonight when I told this story, so it's actually really funny that Jules is already laughing about
Yeah, I
this.
don't know. I don't want to.
So-
yeah, I'd rather not tell this story. I
I'm
don't even
telling
know
this-
what you're gonna say.
I'm going to tell the story, so it's amazing. I have wives. Let me tell you exactly what you need to do. Married 10 years, married 20 years. We've been married 10. Married a week, just met at a bar. I don't care. This is what you do.
On the bar.
What do you mean?
We're not having an audience of cheap hoes.
People go to bars and you can. What's wrong with cheap hoes? What's wrong with cheap hoes? They filled that window for you right before you met me.
Nothing
cheap
when you're.
hoes.
No, yeah, no.
You really didn't have any.
Well,
Do you
you
have
know
the
what?
one?
No,
The
I had
one
expensive ones.
You're the one that. Okay, so anyway, this is what you do, ladies. This is what you do. You get yourself a musician. Can I see?
No,
They got the
no.
good hands.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Why are you so reluctant to get a compliment?
This is the stuff I don't feel like needs to be shared with viewers.
Well, the viewers disagree because
All right.
because women don't know
Okay.
what they're missing out on.
Okay.
And so I'm suggesting that you put on a master class last night, and I'm just sharing my notes from the master class with the people.
Masterclass.
So anyway, old man over here, as it were, get yourself a musician. Doesn't matter how old. Really, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how old they are. Doesn't matter who they voted for. It doesn't matter what color they are. It doesn't matter. I guess it matters if they're like at least bi or straight. But you know, like you just find yourself a musician. That's the key
Just
point.
find somebody that's game.
Then you got your Google Home over in the corner, and you say, "Hey Google, play Closer by Nine Inch Nails." And you might have to say it 5 or 6 times because your Google is not cooperating. And you started out and you're getting a nice little massage, but then the music comes on. And I don't know if you've ever heard that song, but it's hot and it has a really intense beat. Drops the beat, says, "Hey Google, raise the volume to 10."
Couldn't hear it. Deaf.
No, to 10. I think the neighbors heard it. And, well, he just did things to the rhythm of the music that were delightful. And I'm going to demand that again tonight. I'm going to play that song so much that he's like Pavlov's dog and responds that way. So listen to the song, get yourself a musician. If your husband's not doing things right, or you meet somebody, again, at a bar or like on a dating site, how about we listen to Closer by Nine Inch Nails? Like, you just put that in there. I'm telling you, you will thank me later. That's all. I just wanted to say you did a good job. High five.
High five, bro.
Why can't you just admit that you did a good
Because
thing?
I don't like sharing personal details.
I
of
didn't
anything.
I wasn't like,
Now you're gonna make all those men out there that are non-musicians.
pick up the guitar.
Yeah, that's what we need. More bad guitarists in the world. I'm bad enough for 100 men. Terrible guitarist, ham-fisted.
I don't know. That's what I was thinking
Anyway,
about that. Did you
so-
see? And go ahead. You had something to say? Can you just be proud of
I'm a
yourself?
private person, and this one is not.
Did you know that you married me?
Yeah, I do know that I married you. I am aware of that.
Okay.
Although my brother did the ceremony, I didn't check his credentials. This could all be
A sham?
just a fling.
A sham marriage.
Just
It
a
might
fling.
be.
Tryst. It's a tryst.
Did you have you seen the Gwyneth Paltrow hearing?
I have not, but I've heard about it, and I think she should just. No, I'm not going to comment. I'm not going to comment because
I'm gonna comment.
I don't know the facts of the case.
I'm going to
And-
comment about some quotes that I heard in
All I
in
know
the
is
trial.
all I know is she steams herself, and good for her. I don't care.
You don't care if she seems.
I care so little about Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh,
Now, you know
I
why?
care. I
Because
care.
she is like got this nothing personality. Now, Laura Dern, she's who Gwyneth Paltrow should be. Laura Dern's charming, nice, takes good roles, well respected, doesn't do goofy crap like steaming.
So if you steam your vagina, you're a problem.
I'm not saying that
Are you
makes you a
afraid of the
problem.
word vagina?
I'm not.
Say
You know, this is a family
vagina.
show. It's a family show.
Vagina.
It's a family
And
show.
families have vaginas. Children have vaginas. Women have vaginas.
We're gonna get
some men have vaginas.
We're gonna get
I
flagged.
guess.
We're gonna get flagged by some. Oh, we're talking about
Just saying,
children's vaginas.
A vagina is a body part. It is a body part. We shouldn't be ashamed of saying it. It's not dirty. It's a vagina. 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 Just come on. Can you say it?
No, I'm not saying it. This is a family show.
It's not
It's
a
a
family,
family show.
I
And
just
half
talked
of the
about you
people do
dick
not
me
have
down with a
vaginas.
master class on dick.
Oh, Jesus.
It's just not.
Either this is going to be the most popular episode of this show or the least
we are a little
popular
slow today,
of
but
this.
I will say
I don't
this.
think anybody's slow. today. You're on a roll, and
Really?
you were talking about the weekend.
Yeah, but they weren't like, we were just like blah 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 blah.
Well, somebody said that we're like running into us at Applebee's, and we don't stop talking, which is sort of true, but not true because.
Well, if you don't want to run into, first of all, you're never going to run into us at Applebee's. We don't eat that crap. Second of all,
Well, I do think Brian, I think, does live in Florida, so we might run into him, and if we do,
it's not going to be at an Applebee's.
I'm gonna look the other way, Brian. Just not
It's
gonna,
only
not
gonna
gonna.
suck.
Yeah.
All right. So what was the other one? We said we weren't going to interact with people until after we
Well,
were done rambling incoherently.
It was.
Like I
it
haven't
was
even
apropos.
said hi to Christina
It was,
or anybody
it was
like that.
apropos.
Okay. I don't know that it was, but I had something to say and it just went in and out of my brain. Oh, I wanted to talk. So you had mentioned my family, and I had a story that I would like to share.
Okay. Does it involve vaginas? Because you seem to like talking.
Oh,
about it.
actually, here's a funny one.
Okay.
The my little known fact, or fact, my what?
You never know what's gonna come out of your mouth. I really, like.
Oh, I never finished. Speaking of we never finished the Gwyneth Paltrow thing.
Okay, go ahead. Back.
So
back
I'm
to
not like
Gwyneth.
following the case. I'm not even interested in the case. However, you scroll you're scrolling TikTok or the social media or whatever. Every once in a while you catch a clip, whether you want to or not, and that's kind of been a problem. Like sometimes you know things you don't want to know. You listen to people complain about things you don't want to listen to them complain about. Like the town pages with people complaining about the stupidest shit in the whole world is the bane of my existence. Then the other one is that they, instead of talking to their neighbor, like just walking over to their neighbor's house and be like, I baked some cookies. It's nice to meet you. Sir, I haven't done this dinner. Could you please bring your dog inside because it's barking all day? But they don't do that. So they just, they post
They go on
Facebook.
social media,
Who do
yeah.
I call? Like, what are you calling? It's not grade school. You're not writing people's names on the board. Did they do that back in the old days? Write the names on the board?
No, they hadn't invented chalk yet.
What did they do? Like, chisel? No, I'm serious. What did they do? Did you if was there like if the teacher left the room, a kid that went up there and wrote the names? It was like a little ass kisser.
No.
No,
None of
was that only cat? Okay,
we were
can you
too
guys
busy.
just tell me if like
we're
that?
too busy
I need to
inventing
know.
fire. and the
I need to
wheel.
know if other people in school, somebody wrote the names on the board and you got to check. I'm telling you right now, my name was on the board and I got to check. And I hated the kid that was at the board. They were usually the biggest ass kisser on the planet.
I actually just thought of something to say about
Actually, I'm Facebook friends with a kid that used to do it all the time, and he's Steven, and he's actually awesome. And I thought he was great in school too, but he was a very, very good student.
I just thought of something to say about Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh yeah, so
Well, apparently there was an accident on a ski slope or some sort of assault on a ski slope.
Yeah.
I was going to say
Wasn't
that
an assault, but-
Sonny Bono complained less about his ski accident than she did.
well, she's being sued, right? So I don't know a ton of details about the thing, but
You have
she's-
no idea who Sonny Bono is.
I do know who Sonny Bono is.
Do you know what happened to him on a ski slope?
Skied into a tree and he
Into a
died.
tree and died. So therefore, by saying he
Yes,
complained less
Sonny-
than Gwyneth Paltrow.
If you have to explain the joke, it's not that funny.
Well, I had to explain to you who Cass Elliot was the other day. You had no idea.
No, I don't know what things happened like in popular culture before I was born, for the most part. So the things that have come out of the Gwyneth Paltrow case. So it's like this optometrist guy, he's like a retired optometrist or something. Like this is not a news program, but this is like the Cliff Notes as I currently understand it, and I don't give a shit. So she's being sued for like $300,000. He was suing her for more. And the two clips that I've heard from Gwyneth Paltrow are, he had said she skied into him. She's saying he skied into her. And she said he slid in to her and felt like his skis were going between her legs. And she felt like it was a sexual assault. Like, you're fully clothed on a ski slope and you're getting a sexual assault. And, like, don't get me wrong, like, sexual assault is a very real problem and definitely concerning for women. And, perhaps Paltrow had, I don't know, previous trauma, and maybe it's triggering for her. So I don't mean to be dismissive, but I also felt like for her to say that, it was like, that's not something you just drop out there. Like, oh, I felt like I was getting sexually assaulted because somebody skied into me. Are you kidding me? Are you, like, let's be real here. There's people who are actual sexual assault survivors, myself included, and I don't like when people just throw that shit out there. Like, that makes me mad. And then the other thing that she said on the stand that I caught was, do you have something to say about that?
No. This is. I think this is the good one.
The other thing that she said on the stand that I caught was, we missed half a day of skiing.
You know what?
you.
You know what Sonny Bono missed?
The,
The rest of his life.
the course, the rest of his trees.
Just stick that in your Gwyneth and Paltrow it.
I don't even- Wait, are there any other? There's other people that have died skiing.
Yes. Yeah.
Who?
John Claude Keeley. No, I don't know. That actually the guy on Wide
Has
World of
anybody thought
Sports
about
that.
taking the Biden skiing?
Why would you bring up that?
Nothing.
That's our president.
Mm.
That is our president of our country. Get behind him, or go to Canada. That's what I have.
Why
to
would
say
I go to
about that.
Canada? It's freezing there.
Well,
I guess I have to go somewhere warm. Anybody want to take in me?
oh, Billy in Peru, take you in.
Oh my God, I will totally live.
You
I
and
have-
Billy can have a podcast and talk about.
Oh, Billy and I would talk
all
about
kinds of
nothing
stuff.
but ayahuasca and sex. That's pretty much all we would talk about. Maybe
Is there
Billy-
more to life? Yes, Gwyneth Paltrow stories and skiing.
I just can't deal with the idiots of the world. I just can't. I'm having a very hard time with it. The idiots of the world are getting to me. We cannot let them take over. Go Stacey on their asses. You, not you, obviously. You guys are not idiots. You wouldn't be watching this show if you were. Just
They're watching us talk about Gwyneth Paltrow. I question their sanity.
I don't know. Maybe they feel like they're part of something. Maybe they
Oh.
feel like they're a part of our family. Like they're hanging out with us.
Well, this is our family, and the warts and all is what it is. And I don't have warts. Do you have any warts? Do you have any warts? Anything? I used to have warts when I was a kid. I had a wart.
So we were talking
was
about. So we
disgusting.
talked about Gwyneth
No,
Paltrow, and then we were talking
was a
about our.
kid.
We were talking about our families.
Oh, you were talking about your families.
Well, you said
were gonna
families,
go-
blah
yeah.
blah blah, and you were
talking
like,
about Sonny Bono.
are your grandparents? You said, are your grandparents are from Prohibition, blah blah blah.
Yes.
So actually, my grandparents. So my grandfather was born in 1919. My great grandfather. This is actually a hilarious story. So my great grandfather owned a chicken farm in Assonet, actually, and his name was Gustav, and he was German, obviously, a colossal pain in the ass. Go ahead. No,
I just thought of another theory that I had over the weekend, and
We can loop back to that, but
Okay.
would you like to
It was-
comment on the fact that my grandfather was a colossal pain in the ass?
I didn't know him.
You're not
I
going to
didn't
tell
even
me
know
it's
my own
genetic,
grandfather.
and I clearly got it from him,
no,
and blah,
no,
blah, blah.
you're not a pain in the ass.
All right. So anyway, so he was a colossal pain in the ass, and so my grandfather would get like phone calls, like from the telephone company, that my grandfather was there complaining about. My great grandfather was there complaining about his bill, and then he would get a phone call from the grocery store, like that my great grandfather was there complaining about the price of groceries and screaming at the guy at the deli or whatever. And apparently, so he would go to Fall River to go to the grocery store, go to Almax. And so apparently he was driving in Fall River down Bedford Street, which before Bedford Street was Bedford Street, although it may be better now. I haven't been down there in years. He gets pulled over, and the cop says to him, "Sir, have you ever been pulled over before?" And he's like, "I'm never in my 93 years on this earth have I been pulled over
It's like in a
before."
Model T.
And the cop goes, "Well, sir, do you realize how fast you are?" No, it very easily could have been a horse. I have no idea. I mean, it's a Sonnet. Although they do have electricity now, so Berkeley's still working on getting electricity. A Sonnet has had it for, I don't know, 40 years. So he, the cop pulls him over. So the cop is like, "Have you ever been pulled over before?" And he's like, "You were going 25 and it's or 30 and it's a 25." And so he's like, "I'm going to let you go, sir, but I'm going to let you go with a warning, but just remember to slow down. The speed limit here is much lower." My great grandfather gets out of the car and proceeds to just scream at the cop, like just completely flip it out on the cop. And so, which of course is interesting when you think about now how people flip out on cops all the time and they're recording them and blah blah blah. And of course,
I have so many comments about this.
there's certainly been cases where there's a reason to have concern about the police, but I think by and large most police officers are just trying to do their jobs. They're just trying to keep people safe. And we have a very good friend who just retired from the force. We have a few other cop friends. These are people I have a tremendous amount of respect for. I don't know. You can say the same thing about my great grandfather.
Killing the cops.
He's fighting with the police.
Yeah, God.
So he's screaming at them. And so a crowd is gathering, assuming, again, pre all of the anti-police stuff.
No cell phones back then.
But no, it was like 19. God, I don't even know. He must have been like the 70s, maybe, or the late 60s. And people are gathering around because they think that the cop is giving my grandfather a hard time. Like they were there for him. The cop just had to walk away finally because people were getting so irate with the cop. He just finally just got in his car and walked away
was a mob
because he
scene.
couldn't deal with it. So not so long after this, my grandfather gets a phone call. It's the grocery store, and you know how you get the same phone call all the time. Like you get a phone call from the school every day. Your kid forgot their lunch or whatever. So you, you're like, yeah, I'm on my way. The minute you answer the phone, yeah, I'm on my way. And so my grandfather gets a call from Almax, and sure enough, he says, I'm on my way. And they're like, no, sir. So there's a problem. And I don't know the exact verbiage they use. And the long or the short of it is, my great-grandfather dropped dead in the electric doorway of the Almax. I don't know if it was this guy. No, it was this kind.
Yeah,
So,
would
what,
have been back
so
then.
what would that do? Would that,
Was it automatic at that point?
was it automatic?
Yeah, there
door?
weren't. Yeah, there was. I remember. That's how old I am.
But
I
didn't
remember
think-
when those
I
were
will
invented.
tell you that I think it was a brand new automatic door because it was that thing that you had to stand on.
Yeah, the,
You,
the
like,
plate.
walked in.
Yeah, or what? The rubber mat.
So he dropped dead, and I have an uncle, a great uncle who. So I'm Portuguese or Portuguean, as my husband says.
She's
Oh
partially
my God. Okay.
23andMe. Look, I'm from the Congo.
Many of the lies of my childhood. However,
Lies.
there's so many. I was told my entire life that my grandfather came on the boat from Portugal. My
Illegally.
no, they went through Ellis Island. My
Starting stuff.
my grandfather came on the boat from Portugal, and I grew up in the Fall River area. It's Portuguese. I went to school. All the notices from school came home in English and Portuguese. I was the only kid that didn't speak Portuguese at home. Like all of my friends spoke Portuguese at home. Their parents spoke Portuguese. I just didn't speak Portuguese. And so I took pride in the fact that I was Portuguese, even though I couldn't speak Portuguese. And I remember even in high school, I dated a boy, and his mom answered the door, and the first thing she asked me is if I was Portuguese. And I'm like, oh, I'm half. And
You can stand on the porch.
she let me in. She let me in, and she was actually the guy sucked, but the parents were amazing. Sometimes you date people because their parents are amazing. I got gypped with you because I don't really have.
Oh, my parents were amazing. You just have to take everybody's word for it.
Why did they die? Did they die so they didn't have to meet me?
It's possible.
So they
It's
could get a-
entirely
they were
possible.
like-
They wanted some rest. They wouldn't
Some
be rested
rest?
when you're around.
They won't be
It was
rested.
good- Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know.
In any case, so life goes on. We move forward, and I meet this knucklehead, and he gives me a hard time about being Portuguese because he has nothing else to give me a hard time about because I'm perfect.
Well, I grew up in Worcester, right? And so the thing is that they just sent it home in English, but there were no R's. No R's in the whole typewritten
Because
thing.
it's Worcester.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
R's.
yeah, yeah. No
Well,
R's.
it's just in general in Massachusetts. I don't think that R is a thing.
Worcester has its own vernacular. That's what
The
they
neighbors have dogs.
Neighbors have dog. It's I think it's Michael Vick. No, I don't know who's over there.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. It's for the most part, it's quiet and
So-
it's serene.
So this knucklehead in the summertime, I
knucklehead.
get some tan. I get some color. Today I'm a little pink from last week because the new pool screen we could tan through this one. We didn't tan through this one. You get some color through, obviously. But he says I'm toast. He's made all these jokes, and he said that I was Hispanic, and I was like, or Latino.
And then we looked it up. No, you looked it up.
I looked it up. I asked Google, and actually we don't have one out here anymore. But I said, hey Google, are Portuguese people Hispanic? Ask yourself. Actually, if you're listening right now, it probably just asked your Google for you, right? Hey Google, are Portuguese people Hispanic? And it will tell you that we are. And and it's like DMV says it were.
So she went out and bought a lot of Los Lobos albums, some Santana.
I don't know. I think that there's like I love like
The Jeep now it hops.
I love other.
I'm sorry, that was very stereotypical, but I thought
It
was,
is, but
I
that's
was just
okay. Like
trying
that.
to-
I
I was
listen, I
just
think
trying
most
to
people
add
can laugh
some
at
levity.
themselves. But
to
I
the
will say this:
situation.
I have always, I've always gotten along really well with people from other Hispanics. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I really have no idea if I'm allowed to say that or not. But I've always had a good time with people from every other culture, but especially like if I meet somebody and they're Brazilian, I'm like, oh, we're cousins. Obviously Portugal, Brazil, but like Cubans, whatever. I'm like, oh, we're cousins. And so then I did a 23andMe and found out I was actually trying. I have a brother who was given up for adoption that I have had hoped to
He
find.
ain't coming back.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Anyway, I'd hoped to find him, and I had a friend who had found his family through 23andMe, so I gave it a shot. And what I found, not a brother, I found some second cousins and some 27th cousins, and one of them was one of my Facebook friends. But I found out that I am, in fact, not half Portuguese. My whole life, I've been so proud. I'm like, oh, I'm half Portuguese.
So you're not even
I'm half Portuguese.
spicy white.
I might be spicy white. I'm like, mild spicy. Like, you know that
Wait,
shitty salsa that you get that's like really tomato sauce?
Yeah, that's not good.
That's me.
Yeah. The stuff in the packet? Or is it...
No. I'm talking about like, well, you can get mild salsa anywhere. But on the mild salsa is really what it comes down to.
I'll take that.
Yeah,
What
but
does that make
like,
me? Queso
But I
blanco?
didn't like, queso blanco. You're like,
Because I'm white.
you're salted bread. You're salted.
Oh, yes,
You
I
ate
am
an
Appalachian.
You ate an entire loaf of bread by
There's
yourself.
like a couple pieces left. There's like a couple pieces. Yeah. Saving it for tomorrow. Tomorrow's
I don't even
breakfast.
know what to say about eating a
It's
fucking
like the
entire
breakfast of
loaf of-
champions.
No, it's not. It's
Listen, when people came over here, they didn't have your fancy
Okay,
yeast
I don't care if they're fancy people.
from Europe. They had to make do. They had some potatoes, they had
Why
some
are
dirt,
people
they made some bread out of it.
everybody knows that this is podcast time. Why are they
yeah.
messaging me?
Well,
What else we got today? I
What
don't,
else
why
do
are we
we
like? We
got?
seem to not be as funny today as usual. But I
I
was
think we're
really,
hysterical.
I was super proud of you with your dick dropping. So I wanted to tell the whole world.
Oh, well, thank you for that.
You're
I
welcome.
actually, I have something to say that I woke up this morning, and I had a song in my head, and I went right to my phone, and I put it in, and I'm thinking that it could be really good.
Is this the blueberry cocaine song?
No, that's a different song. That's an older song that I've written about you. Blueberry cocaine. Long story. It was something that came up. We were painting some doors with chalkboard paint, and we had masks on. But this is before masks, became a thing.
No,
So
we had like paint masks on because
so
we were spraying.
we took it off, and we had like these rings of like black chalk, like
But it actually
chalkboard
looked
paint.
blue. It looked
and
blue.
it looked bluish. And so one of the girls said, "What are you guys doing? Blueberry cocaine?" And we're like, and I thought to myself, "Wow, if I've never done cocaine, but I hear good things, right?" But if there was a cocaine and it was flavored, I was thinking like one of those pixie sticks, like it would be fantastic.
I'm
So
mostly
blueberry
concerned about my
cocaine
kid making
became a thing.
cocaine references.
Wow.
And is there blueberry? Like, what are these?
I don't
things
know
with
if there
today?
is.
There's like the vape now. Like you can have
Yeah, you
blueberry
can get
vape
that.
or cheesecake or whatever.
So if there isn't blueberry
Don't do
cocaine in the market, I would like to kind of formulate it and get together with some people. But I have the
I get it.
copyright on
Whoa.
blueberry cocaine.
Oh, hang on a second. I think you might have to share that with the kid. She came up with the idea.
Yeah, she
She's
didn't
got
come
a
up
lot
with the idea of
but
actually making
she's
the
got
cocaine.
but she's got a lot of money.
Yeah, she didn't.
And we are going to have to turn to a life of
yeah,
crime.
we're gonna
so,
we're gonna start to cocaine. We're gonna get a private plane.
Do you know how to make
fly to
cocaine?
Bogota. No, I don't know. I don't know anything.
Somebody,
I can hardly make.
Thank you
the
for
toast.
watching this. Can you please send us instructions on how to make cocaine? Because we have no idea. I've been trying to have a life of crime, and I just can't really. Because the problem is, I'm half a cripple. Like I can barely stand
Right.
up.
They'll catch you.
Yeah, I can't commit a cyber crime because I don't really know how. Oh, I'll
We can
ask
hardly do a
ChatGPT.
podcast.
How do I create?
Oh, no, don't do that. You'll be on some list.
I am
You'll
definitely
be on some list, and
I'm-
they'll land a helicopter on the roof,
definitely-
and then it's Waco 2.0.
I'm definitely on every list in the world.
saying.
Don't you think I'm already on every list in the world?
No, I don't think you're on every
I got
list in
into
the
it
world.
today with somebody. Actually, it's just really funny.
Shocker.
So it was the question was, and I would love to hear people's feedback on this, but the question was about have you asked your doctor for a tubal ligation? This woman asked and supposedly was told, and this wasn't a first-hand account, by the way, was told that she needed to have her husband's permission to have a tubal ligation. I think that this is something that would happen years ago. I don't necessarily think it happens now. I've heard the story way too many times now for it to be true as many times as I've heard it, especially in this day and age. And so this one woman commented that only three in the entire state of Indiana doctors will perform tubal ligations. I'm not talking about abortions. I'm talking about tubal ligations. Why would that be? So she actually said she saw
Insurance stopped paying for them.
no, insurance will pay. They'll pay for that. She said that the news polled every doctor in the state, and only 3 would do it. So what you're telling me is, you're a doctor. Doug, pretend to be a doctor. Give me a breast exam. just feel them. You like to. You didn't get your free honk today. Why didn't you want to?
That's my other thing.
You not like them?
If you're married, no, they're fantastic. Why are you doing this? It's not funny.
I don't know. It's funny to me.
I feel assaulted like Gwyneth Paltrow.
That's about as you were more assaulted than Gwyneth
All right, so
Paltrow.
quick aside: if you're a married couple, you get a free honk every day, once a day.
He walks up
You
to
get
me like once a
free
day and
honk.
honks.
You get a free honk,
Also today,
and if you're 2 guys, honk
my
something
God.
else. If you're 2 ladies, that's a double honk.
10.
There you go.
I don't know why. I'm playing with my hair tie and saying 10 years together. So what, 10 and a half years now that we've been together?
Yeah, about. Yeah.
So I'm like looking out the window, the front window, minding my own business, looking at a lizard. And this one, you know, Mr.
Mr.
Black car
Herpetology.
wax on his nether regions, just starts, you know, from behind grabbing me and doing stuff like this in front of the window.
Oh, you were looking at the lizard out front. I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about a lizard out
But I
back.
was with the lizard out front, and you just went to town.
I
He didn't. He was just making a gesture.
I actually,
like, but
we
it
have
wasn't
a
fun.
lizard living like between our railing and our railing, kind of a thing.
Yes, but what came upon you?
I don't know. Well, you came out of the bathroom, and your dress was way up, and I'm like, well,
Oh,
there you are.
like up over my butt?
Um,
I do that though. Like when I get up to go to the bathroom,
Yes,
the
you do,
second I
you-
stand
yeah.
up, I pull my dress up and I walk
well, it's a
up
time-saving measure.
with my butt hanging
Yeah.
out, and I probably come out with that hunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right. I'm like a toddler. I walk around the house naked. I throw. Since we lost our trees in the hurricane, we got a direct hit from the hurricane. Since we lost our trees in the hurricane, I've been wearing a tank top to swim in. It covers next to nothing, but I usually swim naked, and I run around naked, and I refuse to wear a bra, obviously, and yeah, I'm basically a toddler.
refuse. You refuse.
They hurt.
What do you like, Helen Reddy?
No, they
I
just
am
they
a woman?
hurt.
Yeah, well,
They hurt actually, and I feel like crap tonight. So it's
talk
not
to
good.
me about that because I've come to like enjoying wearing pajamas all day. I'm like Muck Sticky. I wear pajamas all day, and I'm like, you know, why not? Be
I don't have
comfortable?
a problem with you wearing pajamas all day as long as you change your pajamas occasionally.
Yes,
'Cause,
it's it can be an issue. It can be not good. But no, you're not going to talk about my cleanliness. I don't
Just that you had chocolate on the front of them.
Yeah,
one
it was
day,
not good.
And I was like, you have poo. You have poo.
It was not
Clean
cool.
your
It was not
pajamas.
cool.
And he's like the neatest, like cleanest
But,
man you'll ever meet in your
But I
life.
will say that, like, but the pajamas thing is, I think that needs to make a like a thing, you know, like it's just comfort. But anyways,
So what else have you got going on? So you helped me. We worked on the logo. We did
Yeah.
not finish that. We have not come to a complete agreement. You are continuing to apply for jobs. Oh, Anita at Waste Pro. Really?
we've called 3 times now to get the
Four.
the damaged
4.
wicker
You called
sectional.
4 this time. 4 times.
that 4?
4 times.
It's not Anita's
We're like,
fault.
Anita,
she's not the
I
she's
don't agree
she's
with you.
making the recommendation.
I feel like
somebody else is dropping
I
the
feel
ball.
like Anita should have yelled at somebody.
Needless to say, I called today to get the sofa taken from
just
the
wanna
end of the
express my
driveway,
rage towards
and
Anita.
and this one comes in the room and basically turns our phone call with Waste Pro into this podcast. So you can imagine how that call went.
So anyway, I told Anita we were going to give her a shout out if our thing was gone. We appreciate her so much and blah, blah, blah. You're
It's
my
not
girl. She lied. Anita at Waste Pro lies.
We're not sponsored by Waste Pro. We would not like to be sued by Waste Pro. They do
No,
a fantastic job getting rid of waste, and they're pros.
Hey, Waste Pro, you know you can sue me for it? The sectional that's on the curb in front of my house.
No, because we might win and we get to keep it. Anyway, it was
wanna
damaged
keep
in the hurricane, and now it's on the front lawn for the 2nd week in a row. And we're hoping that Waste Pro comes through with their giant truck. And
I gotta tell you, I have a headache and I don't really have a lot in me today.
Really?
And I don't really think, I
well,
feel
we're
like,
winding down.
I
mean,
feel
we're
like
only.
I feel like this wasn't our best podcast.
Oh, I
It's
think it was
actually-
very good. You talked about your grandfather and the door at Almax, and
Did I tell you about so being Portuguese? Sorry. So I grew up in a Portuguese area. The whole point of this story was that there's a dance called the chicken dance. And it goes, go ahead.
whatever. Yeah, you know it if you've been to a wedding ever.
My great
know
uncle
it.
in the chicken suit at a wedding, always put the chicken suit on. That was his thing. Dropped dead
In the chicken suit.
in the chicken suit. Dropped dead on the floor. How do you want to go?
Blaze of glory. No, I don't know. I'm not drowning.
I would like.
I can't swim. I've been. Yeah. No. I don't want to live through a hurricane again. That was not fun.
You don't want to live through a hurricane, so you want to die in a hurricane?
I don't know. Getting bit by some poisonous snake would be a good way to go. Like some
You
good
wanna
story.
get
I
bit
want.
by- These are all things I can arrange for you. Just pick. Just pick what you want. How do you want to die?
I don't want to die right now.
How do you want to die?
Old. That's how I want to.
You want to die old?
Yeah, I want to die.
All right.
Very
Well,
old.
I want to die listening to "Closer" by Nine Inch Nails,
No.
and I'm hoping to do that tonight. This illness, it's getting old. It's been way too freaking long. Side note, another person in the Lyme community died the other day, so that was depressing as hell. Another depressing note is so y'all were on with us when we found out about the fire in Scituate. And actually, I just want to mention this real quick. Please, big thanks to the first responders in Scituate. 5 houses are now gone, like completely gone. And a good friend of mine, it was her childhood home. They didn't live there anymore. They'd sold the home, but still, that's your childhood home. And, these houses are very close together. It's a beautiful community. These houses are multi-million-dollar homes. Like, they're not particularly fancy, but like, they're, some of them have been renovated and whatnot, and they're ocean, they're across the street from the ocean. And, I think it was across the street, right? Not on the ocean side. It was on the opposite side. But anyway, they, the first responders did a fantastic job. Thank you so much. And then
from the surrounding areas.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, even our friend Tracy's husband came from Hanson, I think it was, and then and nobody was hurt, thank God. But still, it's like it makes you think about your first responders. And the funny thing is, Berkeley, which is my hometown, one of my favorite places, pretty much my favorite place in the whole world. They had a post today on their Facebook about. They had a post about there was an accident, and it was the chief and one other guy. So they have, Berkeley has the chief, the deputy, and 4 firefighters for the whole town. And the town has grown tremendously. And so it was like the chief and the deputy that responded or something. They need, these first responders, and of course, all municipalities and communities can call from the local area, surrounding towns. But, if we don't have, if there's some sort of an emergency or people can't get there fast enough, like, this is a matter of people's lives. And, obviously a house is just a thing. A car is just a thing. The accident in Berkeley, nobody, I guess one person was brought to the hospital, but these are just things. Who cares about the things? But, we're talking about people's lives. So we need to make sure that our first responders have everything they need to do their jobs. And if they don't have what they need to do their job, they can't help you. They're at risk. So, just remember that when you vote. There's a lot of things that are certainly wasteful in our communities and our town budgets. I think that there's a lot of money wasted on administration and bureaucracy. But, I think that to say that a town needs more than 4 firefighters is, like, how do you even take time off? Like, how can anybody even take, and they have a volunteer fire force, but, like, let's just make sure that we're supporting our first responders, because I don't know of a job that's harder. You think of a tougher job than being
your husband.
It's pretty hard, but
I don't have the equipment. I don't have this. I don't.
You don't have the equipment?
I don't know.
I told you
have the equipment. This was Monday night. You know what? We start. We only have room for improvement this week on the podcast. We started with a nice sunset. We're ending with darkness, and we started with light and levity, and we ended with
depression and death. And give money to the fire department. Give money to the fire department.
So thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
But we're going to loop back with our friends now, because we didn't do that. So we said we were going to do that at the end of the podcast.
Okay, go ahead.
So
if you like to loop, we shall loop.
Well, we just want to say hi to all of our little friends. So, I also wanted to point out, I had asked a question. I asked everybody what they were, what they did this weekend. I got very little in the way of responses. One of my friends went to a Jeep Girl event. Well, it could be, or it could be that I'm buried in the Facebook algorithm. That's a whole other freaking story. One of my friends, I made a new friend, Cindy. Shout out to Cindy. And she invited us to a Jeep Girl event that it was too late for us to get to, and I just didn't have it in me. But I, again, didn't poop. I did poop a little bit today.
I can't go to the Jeep Girl event.
Just for those of you who have been sitting at the end of your seat waiting to find out, I did poop. A little bit, but I'm not quite done.
I can't go to the Jeep Girl event.
Why not?
I don't have a vagina.
Okay, I'm very proud of you.
Very easy
but my friend Risa said that I asked her what she did. She said she did her taxes, and we had to file an extension for sure.
Responsibility.
We are filing an extension. Risa said that she watched Below Deck.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, "Don't judge me. I watched Below Deck." Did you not hear the recap of the shitty reality shows that we watch? So,
although when we do hit the lottery, we're going to do the Below Deck thing, and we often have these conversations on who we're going to bring. And it changes from week to week, like who we're going to bring. Because the couple's got to work together. You got to like both of them, except, like.
And you have to think that they're going to get along with each other, and they're not going to annoy each other. It's been a challenge to figure that out. But I think Crystal and her new boyfriend made themselves onto the list recently. And but that was just because something Crystal, she just like offered me money, and I'm like, dude, like, we're good, thank you. We may come live with you. But it was just really sweet. Like, you didn't even have to offer that. Not that we wouldn't have
And
thought to invite them.
She's a lovely person.
But here's my question. I haven't really been paying attention to sailing yachts, so I don't even know who the captain is. But if you had to go on below deck, who would you want to go on with? Captain Sandy or what's the other? Is it Captain Bob? Captain Bob. Captain Sandy or Captain Bob?
Oh, they're both good and bad for different reasons.
All right. Well,
I do know like certain people in the crew that I would want.
yeah. Okay, but you can't pick the crew. You got to pick the captain.
I don't know.
Well, what reason would you want Captain Sandy?
I don't think she messes around. I think she's very serious about being a captain. Right?
Yeah, apparently she covered for Captain Lee and fired 2 of his people. I just got the recap from Risa.
Okay. There you go.
So, and why would you want to go with Captain?
I think they're both good, but I think it's all business with Captain Sandy.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
The other guy, you could kind of like maybe
I put a lot of thought into this.
Okay.
I like watching Captain Bob get mad. And so the problem is if we went on his ship, I would have to.
Oh, and then he
I
gets
would. I
mad.
just want him to yell at me because I think it's so cute when he gets mad. Like he's like a stern dad type. And then the other one was I kind of want to make out with Captain Sandy.
You know. That would
Do you have a comment on that? You're just like,
that'd be a hell of a yacht trip.
kind of want to make out with Captain Sandy.
Fine.
Well, I've never kissed a lesbian. I've kissed like girls, like straight girls or bi girls, but I've never kissed a lesbian. Do you think they're better at it?
I don't know. I've never kissed a lesbian that I know of.
Well, if they
I don't
kissed
know
you,
who's
they
out
weren't
there.
a lesbian. They were at
well,
least
you
bi.
never know. They're out there doing something.
So I gotta.
How do we get on these tangents? I
don't know, but I just wanted
we were
to
going
tell
to
you,
wind
hey,
down,
listen.
and then we were going to talk
Well,
about.
but it was valid, and it was
Okay.
specific to our friend group. So I can't see. It is Captain Bob. Thank you, Tom. I can't see the comments. Why can't I see the comments?
Why does Tom Milmore come in here, and every time he joins in, he has something brilliant to say?
You love him.
I do.
Don't tame the tatas. I like your style, Tracy. I really can't.
She liked the idea of the double hunk.
And she likes the double hunk. Well, Tracy, you're welcome to give me a double hunk too, girl.
Oh, wait now.
Hey. I mean, I can make it with Tracy or Captain Sandy. I'm good with that.
You know what?
But no, I just haven't kissed a girl in a long time, and they kiss better than boys. Listen, what you brought in the bedroom last night, and they don't have the thing you have.
Good night,
so...
folks. Ed McMahon never had this problem. Johnny didn't come out and say it.
Hey, listen,
Ed.
these are a concise list of celebrities killed by ski accidents. Natasha Richardson, don't know who that is. Sonny Bono, Michael Kennedy.
Oh, Doak Walker. Look at that.
I don't know who Doak Walker is.
Michael
Prince
Kennedy is
Fisno of
Bobby
Orange,
Kennedy's son.
Orange Nassau, John McWethy, and Mestislaw Cowboys. I can't even.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't.
That looks like somebody's doing some Google work there. You know what?
Thank
We
you.
are looking for a
Thank
producer.
you. We do need a
Tracy,
producer,
so-
Tracy. Come on down. And you can get a free honk every day. That'll be your payment because we don't have any money. Anyway,
Wait, is there a thing as a triple hunk?
I don't. If
Could
I
you
had
do a triple hunk with
like
two
chicks-
other ladies?
Well, first of all, you only
Boom,
have
boom,
2
boom, boom.
hands. Second of all, you can't honk on Tracy.
Huh? Yeah, she's all about the honking. She
No,
said.
but she can honk me, but you
Oh,
can't
okay.
honk her.
No, I don't want it. But she has
What
a
do we have,
partner
a
that
schizo?
can come down and honk. You have a three triple honk.
Stop hitting on poor Tracy. Keep it in your pants.
Yeah, I could keep doing that for a long time.
No, so you don't
I don't
understand.
think it's gonna get me anywhere.
I can hit on people. You can't. I can't
Okay.
flirt, so that's okay. But like that's kind of my thing.
Listen, I don't have the energy to hit at anybody. I hardly have the energy to get one honk a day. Sometimes I skip
no, you
a
don't.
day.
He skips his honks.
So,
I have a
maybe
friend that reminds him to get his honk,
Yeah.
so that's helpful. He calls every day. Did you get your free honk yet?
So,
I was going to say something profound. I don't remember what it was.
yeah, I think we've
Today was not. I
we've
just don't
covered
feel
a
like.
lot.
I just
No,
don't
I
feel
think
like,
it was entertaining. I think we covered a lot of stuff.
I'm telling you, I'm not doing weekend recap again until we do something fun on the week. Well, we did do something fun on the weekend. We could have just skipped all the other shit and just gone straight to that. The master class. I'm telling you. He brought it.
Oh well, that's
All right, so we're gonna go.
fantastic. We're gonna go. Oh my goodness.
You're not? Wait, are you not?
Not if you keep talking.
It's the only way you're gonna shut me up. It is the only way you're gonna shut me up.
I would like to know if anybody actually sat through this whole hour. In
we'll let
3
you know
minutes.
later.
Yeah.
All right, we're done.
We are done. Thanks for
Bye.
watching. See you
Love you
tomorrow.
guys.
Bye.